Hello everybody, it's Tannen from Retreat Guru here. And before we jump into the webinar replay of the new WordPress plugin upgrades and website integration goodies, I just wanted to mention one important thing that we forgot to mention in the webinar itself, and that's if you're already running the WordPress plugin, the Retreat Booking Guru Connect plugin, you're going to need to go to your website and you're going to need to go to plugins, and you're going to see a new notification that'll be showing up here. That'll say there's a new version of the Retreat Booking Guru Connect plugin, and you can upgrade that there, and then you're going to have access to those new features that my Amigo Cloud has built. So just wanted to mention that piece. Hope you guys enjoyed the webinar. Hopefully it's clarifying and helpful for you. And of course, if you have any questions that come up post-webinar, you can always reach us through the in-app support chat. So without further ado, let's dive right into it together. So we're gonna, without further ado, we're gonna jump right into things, and we're gonna start off by showing you guys really the basic fundamentals. How do you just integrate the WordPress plugin on your website? So I'll let Cloud take it over from here.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. So let me do that. Should do. Yeah. All right. All right. Cancel that. Okay. So, oof. That on my way. Okay, here we are. This should be familiar. WordPress dashboard. It's just pretty standard, nothing special on it.
So this would be your website?
Yeah, this would be an example of your website.
Assuming you have a WordPress website.
Yeah. So here we have some extra pages. Other than that, pretty minimal. So the first thing to do would be to install the plugin, which is pretty simple. Just go to plugin here, go to add new, or if you're in the plugin screen, there's another button here, add new. And then in the WordPress plugin repository, you can just search for Retreat Guru, and there's our plugin. And you just click install now. And when it's done installing, WordPress will probably ask you to back up your site, probably a good idea. It's just the standard procedure whenever you install new plugins anyways. And then here, like you have this deactivated plugin, there'll be an activate link here, and that'll activate the plugin. And then once that happens, you will get this menu item, the Retreat Booking Guru menu item. And there we go. So let's go on in there. So first thing we need to do is we need to set this up. So the first thing we need to do is point it to the booking software, to your booking software installation. And so, you know, it's going to be Koinona Farms or whatever it is, .secure.retreat guru. In this case, our retreat center is called Demo 8, is it? So we're just going to go with that. And that's where we've set up some programs in the booking software for this purpose. The other thing we need to do here is we need to set up the base default pages for the programs and the teachers.
So these are the default pages where the programs will land on and the teachers will land on automatically. Correct?
That's right. And the plugin uses these pages as like a base to display your program listings. So I'm just going to save that. Click. Then we got Demo 8, and then we just go to Pages here, Add New, and can add a new page. We'll call it Programs. We'll publish that. You can have this hidden or password protected or whatever. That works too.
So some of our clients like to hide these pages, and then they'll just use a shortcode, which we'll get into later, and they'll use that to display their programs. But it's up to you.
Yeah, or they have multiple different pages for different things. So. Yeah, like I said, get into that later. So I'm just going to publish this one, and then I'm going to also create a new one for teachers as well. And that's it. Just need to put in the title, nothing else. And now I'm just going to, no, not that. I'm going to reload this page here, the settings page. And now in these drop downs, we should have that programs page there and this teachers page there that we just created. I'm going to go ahead and save that, and that's now we're set up. Now it's displaying. It should be displaying the listings now. So if we go here, should just quickly add to my menu here. What happened? I'm going to take these off here. I'm going to add an item, add my programs page, and add my teachers page. I'll get rid of these. Don't need to pay too much attention to that. I just was adding it to my main menu here. So now I can go and look at that programs page. And here we have our programs list. How to be ultra spiritual, and some more programs here.
Okay.
And that's the basic setup. And each one of these programs now has a page for the individual program where you have the information, pricing, etc., and a link to the actual registration form. And you'll see here, if you can see up in the URL, you'll see it's using that same base program and then an ID for that program. And sometimes SEO people will not like that, and they say, oh, you're not supposed to have IDs in here, and we've had some issues around that. But this is actually the universal standard way of doing it. It's the proper way. But yeah, so it uses this base program, and it generates all of these pages for all of your programs that you want. So here on this page, then we go to actually apply to sign up.
And that could say register now. It looks like we have a customization on there where you can change
That's
the
right.
font for the registration button.
That looks pretty cool. We went to another one. What did it have? This one's fully booked, so I can't even get there. Anyways, we'll go here. We'll go to the registration form. And now, if we pay attention here, we're actually on the booking software now. We're on the booking software's registration page, where you have secure payments and all of the calculations for lodging availability, etc., all of that fun stuff. And then the guest would go here and register, and that's the process.
Great.
Yeah.
So Cloud, would you be able to show us how we could create just a basic program listing page from scratch?
Sure. Yeah. So we wanted an actual page, separate one. We could go here. And we can say, what do we call that? Advanced. Let's call it advanced. Advanced programs. All right, so then we can use a shortcode to generate a list in here. So if you go to this plugin menu here, there's program and help, and it shows the list of programs and links to view them here and links to edit them there in the booking software. And here you have all of the shortcodes and help information about how to use them, what the different values that you can pass in, etc.
And so it's probably worth mentioning that some of what Cloud added, the upgrades to the plugin, are going to be found in here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I made some improvements. So you can do extra stuff now. So the basic shortcode is just the RS programs. So we could put that here in our new page that we created, Advanced Programs. Put that there, and then if we visit this page, we'll get that same default list.
Nice. Nice and easy.
Nice and easy. Now if we go here and we go to edit how to be ultra spiritual, now notice again we're back in the booking software. We just left our website and we're in the booking software. We edit the program.
Nice distinction, yeah.
And here we can see, oh, this is an advanced program. It's ultra spiritual after all, in the program categories, advanced programs. And so we can say here in our shortcode, we can add a category filter. And if we go to our program help here, we say list only one category. Here's the way to do it. So there's the base shortcode and then category equals, and we pass it a value.
So basically, if you had like a bunch of, say, meditation events, and you wanted only those to display on one page, you could then have a meditation category and all those would show up.
Right, and a different one for yoga.
Gotcha.
So here, if we go edit this page, I'll pop that in. But we want to put in the category advanced programs, just like that. You can update that. And now, when we reload this, there's 3 here now. When we reload it, there should be fewer. So now we only have these 2. This is also an advanced program, I guess.
Right.
So it'll show all of the programs in that category.
Mm.
And you can actually add multiple categories. If you add a comma, and then you can put your next category here, like that.
Wonderful.
Very cool. And that's just the beginning. So what else? Is that where we want to move on to?
Well, before we move on to some of the new ways of editing that, why don't we show them how we can create just a simple table view version.
Okay, that sounds good. So down here, we have a table view. We have the shortcode here. So the basic thing about the table view is it has the base code, and then it has the key table here. You pass this parameter in table.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a whole bunch of other additions that we can do. So I'm just going to grab all of it, and we're going to put it in here. And let's see how it does.
So this is showing all available options right now for the table?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll just see everything it's got. Update. Now if we reload this page, now it's a table view instead. And
a bit of a funny looking one at that.
Well, yes, the styles are being inherited from the base theme styles of the website, which I haven't done any work on. They're just the generic built-in theme that it comes with.
So that's good to know. So if they need to, if there's some funky styling issues going on, you'd recommend looking at the
theme that you have on your website will get inherited by this content. And most of the time it just works good, and it looks with the same theme as everything else on your site.
Right.
For now, it looks like, wow, there's a lot of information in this price. Why don't we just say, I want to get rid of the show price details. Just going to get rid of it altogether and update. And then go back to our table view here, reload. It's gone.
That looks a lot better.
So now we have a slightly better looking table. And here we have all of our headers and different information, like how many spaces are left in the max capacity of the program. And also, say you wanted to change one of the headers, like instead of using the word hosts, you wanted to use teachers or group leaders or something like that. Well, if we go back to our shortcode, we can see here the show teachers shortcode has a value that we can pass, and we can say, well, let's call that teachers instead. Update that. And when we reload, this header should change to teachers.
Ta-da!
Wow! System works. It's great. And these other headers are customizable as well, to some degree, in the same way. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Great.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Cloud.
Pleasure.
So that was the table display version. So let's go back to the program listings view, and then Cloud can demo some of the new upgrades that he's added to that.
Great. So we'll just go back to the default simple listings shortcode again. I'll reload that, and here we are again. So our basic 3 programs with nothing extra. But now you can add extra stuff. Here we go back to our base plugin page, the program and help page. You can see you can hide certain things. You can hide photo, hide the date. You can also limit the program list. Like say you had 100 programs that are all advanced, but you only wanted to show 10 at a time.
10 on a page.
Or 10 on that page.
Right.
You know, the top 10. Then you could limit the page, the amount of them like that.
Gotcha.
And then you can also add extra stuff, like show the teacher photo if there's a teacher associated with it. Show more pricing information. That's not new. What is new, though, is that now we can show a common request is people want a call to action, a link that says, click here to register, or click here to see more information.
Right.
So now we have a shortcode that we can use for that. Here, we'll just add a see more link. See more info. Right? We can update that, and then we can look back at there we go. We've got ourselves a new link.
Beautiful. It's probably worth mentioning that it won't by default show up as blue, correct?
Well, it'll inherit whatever styles are in here.
Okay.
But I did, in fact, make that happen magically.
Right.
Here, if we go to back to our plugin, here's the second submenu, the settings page, where we set everything up. If we scroll down, we've got the style adjustments area where you can add CSS styles.
So this is for people who are a little more advanced when it comes to CSS, correct?
That's right. You do need to know some web languages, a little bit of code, but essentially I could show you how that works just for fun. If I copy, click right and inspect, you see here's the element. See how it's highlighted on the page and in here? And it's got a name, a class name. See more link, and I basically just use that class name here to target that item on the page, and then I'd say, hey, color blue. So it's not so hard. Code is fun. Everyone should learn. Yay.
I was very passionate about teaching coding.
I really am.
Yeah.
And for even more code, there's an advanced settings area. This is new. This is for actual developers who can write code with JavaScript. But word of warning, JavaScript is much more powerful. It's not just for styling. You can do all sorts of things with it. And so, you know, be a little careful. And I've also created some permissions around this. So users on your WordPress website who have access to updating plugins or installing new plugins, they will have access to this. But users who don't have access to that level, this won't even show up for them.
Right. So that's just good information to know. If anyone has a web developer that you're working with, you can let them know, hey, now you can work with JavaScript in here. So it's just something that you can give them a heads up about.
But hopefully we won't need that because too much. We've got all these great shortcodes.
Right.
Another great one that people like is adding a register button to the list here. I'll just add that real quickly, copy that, paste that in. And I want to say call to action, oops, click here to register, and exclamation marks just for fun.
Because we're very excited about people registering for this one.
That's right. Yeah. So here we go. Click here to register. We've got this. And of course, you can add some styles in that CSS block to make this look like a button. You know, that does take a little bit of things.
So that see more info would take you to the program description page.
Like that.
And the click here to register button would take you straight to the registration form.
That's right.
Okay.
And skips right past that.
Right.
Secondary step. People are sure, yeah, I want to be ultra spiritual. Go right there.
Yeah, they don't need to read about it.
Confident,
okay.
Ready to pay.
Right. And so that text there is also editable in the same way the see more info is?
That's right.
Okay.
Right in here in the shortcode, you just change that to whatever it wants to be.
Perfect.
Just like that. Also, sometimes people want to just add, you know, something like this. They only want this button.
Like a register now button.
They only want the register now button because they want to build their own content. You know, they'll put their own images and, you know, got some fancy stuff.
So they could just
on.
add it directly to their website, to a page that's already existing.
And so we can do that. So if we go, just go back, orient ourselves. Here we are on the main plugin page. We've got right down at the bottom here, there's a simple register button here. Again, it's actually a different base code, RS register button. And then there's the program ID for that registration. Oops, I need to go there. Here we go. So I'm just going to replace here. This is our nice program. So you can add your own content here using, there's all sorts of plugins, you know, to drag and drop and do all sorts of great design. And this will work in there. Just insert this shortcode where you want that button to show up, and it'll show up there.
And another use case for this that I've noticed a lot of our clients use it for is if they already have retreat pages and they're very fond of them and they have all the information and photos and they just want to have a register now button that links straight to the retreater registration form, then you can just go to your existing page and add in these buttons, and it's a very simple process of connecting that up.
Exactly. Yeah, it's quite minimal work. The little tricky bit here is getting that program ID. A couple ways to do it. I should really add a field there. I missed that. Maybe a future update, I'll add the program ID right there. But you can also go here, and if you view the page, you'll have the ID right in the URL on that page.
For that particular program.
For that program. So you can just copy that here, and we'll just put that in. We'll update that page, and now let's go visit that page. And here we go. It's our nice program, and that button will take us right to the registration form.
Great. Yeah. And again, I think it's worth mentioning that the text apply now is customizable either for all your programs, or you can actually customize it per program, again, thanks to some of Cloud's handiwork. So just good to be aware of that.
Right, Ellie built that one, actually.
Oh, was it Ellie? Okay.
Yeah. I don't even know where it is. Where did it go? Yeah. So what else do we want to cover before we open it up to questions?
Yeah, so that's great. There's a couple other new things in there, like there's a show availability shortcode if you want to show whether your program's still open or not for the program listing, and that's just the same way of adding that as Cloud was showing you with all the other ones. So
we saw it there on the table view, and basically one of the jobs here was to make everything that we could have available on the table view, make it available on the list view as well via shortcode.
Yeah. So hopefully, if we've done our job, then you feel empowered to go play around with that a little bit, and you can see what all else you can add or take away. What might be nice is if you could just quickly demo a little bit of the mobile view upgrades that you did in Cloud, just to show the new responsiveness there.
Sure. Let's go to the base page here. If I go and inspect it in a mobile view, there's a laptop, normal size laptop. Mm-hmm. If we go to tablet, let's put the text underneath now. And if we're on a mobile phone, small mobile phone, it's adjusted so that you can scroll it like a phone. And there, you can get in there.
Because before there were some issues of the text wasn't properly lining up. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so you fixed those issues.
And I made it, really what I did is I changed the HTML so it's a little bit easier to work with. Mm-hmm. Even if it's not perfect first try, it's much easier to actually just apply a few simple style codes to it and fix the issue. Whereas before it was a bit of a hassle just the way it was built.
Gotcha. Well, I think it'd be great if we could actually go in and demo the new program description and pricing options while editing the program now.
Sure, let's do that.
That connects up with their site as well.
Sure. Well, we're going to have to get the right one here. Which one? The 7-Day Adventure, or How to Be Spiritual? I think that's correctly. Yeah, so you see here this this text here is editable, as well as these headers. But you can edit it in the plugin. You have to actually go to the actual program.
Into the program,
and you can get there right here. Open that in a new tab. Now we're in the booking software, and we can edit this program. And in the pricing, we have our base tuition here, plus so it's calculated for 7 nights plus the base tuition. Mm-hmm. And here we can actually edit this. I put some edits in there. We can set a title there. I should have probably reset that.
So that's the default. The default is.
How about I reset that to default? We'll make this a little bit better, a little bit more clear. Give me a second. It should update shortly. Okay, so that's the default view. So the default view is it just shows the lodging prices, and then it has this message: all prices include $50 base amount.
Right.
And we've had some issues around people wanting to change this text, wanting to have different titles, wanting to customize this. So I thought, well, let's just build it in. So if we go back to our booking software and we're editing our How to Be Spiritual program, go in here and say, I want this to be accommodations. Is that 2M? I think so. Accommodations, and this base amount text, I want to say something more like lodging includes $50
cleaning fee,
training fee. It seems expensive for cleaning, but maybe cleaners are undervalued. Training fee, okay.
Some kind of fee.
Some sort of fee for sure. We update that, and I'm not getting the cached version of this, so this should update real quick. Boom, now we've got accommodations as our title, and we've got this text, lodging includes. And I've also made this HTML much easier to work with in terms of adding custom styles. Like if you wanted that to be green or something.
Oh, beautiful.
Much easier to do that. And also this program info, these headers, these titles, people have wanted to change that as well. Oops. So if I go back to edit the program in the booking software, in the program information, here we've got time and date details, location, address, etc. So these are now editable. Like we wanted to just say, how about we just say time space? How about we just say place? We'll keep it like that. And we'll update that. And then if we go back to our website, our test website here, and we update our listings view, now we've got time space, innovative. We've got place, great. You know, we could add a colon or a semicolon or whatever we want.
Right.
Of course, we want to get rid of those. Just push the trash icon.
Oh, nice.
We'll go back to
so
the
it keeps the default.
Yeah.
If you want to revert back to that at
So
another
don't
time.
worry. Just trash it, get rid of it, go back to normal.
Awesome.
Here. Just show you that it actually does that.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Cloud. That
My
was,
pleasure.
That was very enlightening for me, hopefully for you guys as well.
All right.
And so now we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to open up the floor to some questions. So